bone broth smoothie.
My water intake, let's talk about it.
Oh no. I'm so nervous. Here we go.
Welcome back to another video. It's literally not even cold out, so don't ask me why I decided to put on sweatpants and a sweatshirt to come meditate, but I decided to take 4 seconds and I just changed. But anyways, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a what I eat in a day, because not too long ago I did a whole eat and train with me video and I mentioned how I kind of have switched up my diet, or I have a new approach to my nutrition, I should say, since the new year, and I kind of wanted to elaborate on that and just give you guys some more examples of kind of different meals that I've been liking. I've been having so much fun with food lately, and I mean that actually in the most literal way. Like yesterday or a couple days ago I made a fruit cake, which was so fun, and then like a few days before that I did like pizza art, and so I made a design out of like my pizza toppings when we made homemade pizza, and it just is so fun, and I feel like it's added such like a youthful, playful, innocent, carefree component to food again. So it's kind of a side note, but if you have some sort of complicated relationship with food, a weird tip that's like just coming to my mind right now is to have fun with food again. Eat with your hands, make something out of food, etc., and like learn to like form a relationship with food again and like see it as an art again. I feel like would be very helpful. But so anyways, I'm basically going to take you through everything that I'm eating and drinking today. And then also today's going to be a really fun day. It's a Sunday and I have not been spending enough time outside as much as I would like to. So we're going to go for a little hike, and then I really want to go lay in the sun because I'm losing my tan and it's not a good look. And I also just had such a freaking good manifestation meditation. It wasn't like my original intention for meditating, but it's kind of like where the flow is leading me. And it's the best when you can like feel just like overwhelming emotion in that meditative state, like especially when you're trying to manifest something. I think like that is the most magnetic state that you can be in, and I was just so excited because I felt like I had all the things and like was living the lifestyle that I like really want to live, and so it was just like so freaking electric and so magnetic, and something that I love to do to visualize like when I'm manifesting. It's hard to explain. I like visualize myself like in this kind of dream world. I literally, because first I like elevate. If you're not into like my podcast or spirituality, you're probably not gonna resonate with this, but basically like, because I initially will visualize myself like raising my vibration and raising my energy, so it'll get to the point where I feel like I'm like in the clouds and like I picture myself literally like jumping and dancing and twirling like my soul on the clouds, because that's like me raising my vibration. And then I basically picture myself like in a cloud world. I don't even know how to describe it, but then I like will visualize different manifestations on different clouds, and I picture myself going to see my dream life from the cosmic, like from the spiritual realm, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no way, and I'm like visualizing myself back down on earth in these little cloud sectors of like seeing my life on earth, living with the manifestations that I'm wanting, and I'm like picturing myself like seeing it for the first time and being like, no way, this is my life, blah blah, and getting so excited about it that that's a life that I'm living down on earth. But it's like I'm looking at it from my higher self in the spiritual, like cosmic realm, looking down on earth me. And I know that sounds so weird, but like always when I fall into that form of meditation, visualization, it hits me so hard. When I first started my fitness journey, my main strategy when it came to my nutrition was really eating in a way that supported my physique goals and really nothing else. I definitely used to eat in pretty much just the most lean way possible. I didn't necessarily care or even have the knowledge about micronutrients and actually nourishing your body. I was very much so in the literal sense of just focusing on the big macros of protein, carbs, and fats, again, to look a certain way and then also be able to perform a certain way in order to, again, achieve that feedback loop of looking a certain way. And with that, growing up, I never really had red meat. It wasn't a big thing in our diet. And like I said, I also just didn't used to care about kind of the quality of the food that I was eating and where it was coming from. Like it just was like, if I could check off protein, carbs, and fats, that was it. And I didn't really question, you know, what pesticides are used on the vegetables that I'm eating or anything like that. I just was unknowledgeable. So now when it comes to what I eat, my nutrition has mainly changed in the sense of I try to eat more nutrient dense now more than anything. I'm not someone who really enjoys like labeling my diet. I don't like putting myself or anything in a box, but my main intention more lately when it comes to my eating is just eating more nutrient rich and nutrient dense foods that are really high quality. So with that, I've been eating more red meat and high quality red meat. I like to buy organic grass-fed meat when I can, but incorporating more beef and steaks have really made me feel so much more nourished. I feel like my hormones have been so much better. Like especially as women, it's really important to make sure that we're getting all of our nutrients and minerals that we need to really have regular periods and really healthy hormones. And then I've also been focusing on higher quality foods, like I said. So I try to buy organic when I feel like it's necessary. So something like my eggs, I have so many eggs. I eat eggs every single day. So to me, that was something that I felt like was important to have a higher quality of egg. Also, when it comes to my fruits and my vegetables, mainly things like peaches, anything that I'm eating the skin on that's very exposed, I really make the effort to try to purchase that organic, especially berries and things like that. Things like bananas or like avocados, it's not as critical because there is a skin on them, but things that are very exposed, right, like cauliflower, things like that, I try to really make sure that I'm purchasing them organic to really minimize the amount of pesticides that I'm consuming, because that's a very real thing in our food industry. And the other shift I made is eating less grains and more fruits. Ideally, I don't have any grains throughout the day, but again, I eat out a few times a week. I have treats and stuff like that, so I'm not completely 100% perfect, but when I am trying to eat with intention and fuel my body in the best way possible, it's usually a meal that does not include grains, and I've been preferring to get more bulk of my carbs coming from fruits. This again, just because it digests really easily. I feel like it's super easy on my stomach, and there's so many nutrients and minerals that are in fruit that's obviously so good for you, and I love fruit. I could easily live off of fruit. I have such a big sweet tooth, so I love it, and I love how easily accessible fruit is rather than having to take the time to cook grains and stuff. You kind of just grab it and cut it up. And so I've been feeling really happy and content and fueled when it comes to these shifts in my diet. I feel like I've really deepened into what it means to actually truly nourish your body with really good, high quality foods. So I've been feeling amazing. And so for breakfast, I had 3 hard-boiled eggs with salt and pepper, of course. And then I had a couple pieces of turkey bacon on the side. And then I had some fruit. So I had a banana, some watermelon, and some blackberries as well, a little fruit bowl. I usually like to opt for mango in the morning, also just because it's a little bit of a denser fruit, but the ones that I have were not ripe this morning. I also just want to say like how much more nourished I feel since eating more like animal based and including more red meat and just like eating more nutrient dense foods. That's what I feel like. I don't really like labels with anything. Like I just feel like my new intention now is just eating more nutrient dense, and like I could see it just even in my nail health. Like my nails are always so healthy now and they grow so fast. Like I swear I literally just cut them and they're so strong and they're so healthy, and I feel so good when my nails are healthy. My hair feels so much better. It feels just overall stronger. I don't feel like I struggle with hair fallout like I did so badly like way in the past when I really struggled with my hormonal health. With that, my periods have been super regular and everything still, so I just feel so freaking good. It makes me so happy when I feel like very healthy and nourished. It's been like a really cool feeling because again, I really never had a lot of red meat in my diet until like the beginning of this year. We're gonna go for a hike now, and I actually haven't done this trailhead literally all summer, and I don't know, like no one's here, no one ever does it, and it's like very in an obvious spot in my town, so I don't know why no one really ever does it. If you guys are OGs back to my Hawaii days, you're gonna remember this visor. Now it's really sad that this visor has thus seen better days. It's very crinkled and I don't know how to uncrinkle it. If anyone is a specialist in this material and knows how to get it to reshape, please let your sister know. I think I'm almost to the top. I think I have like a quarter left. I'm a little bit winded. It's way more overgrown than I thought. I'm like, maybe this is why no one's coming on the trail, because I'm basically like bushwhacking my way through. But look at how beautiful this is. Ugh, it's so stunning. I think we're about to approach the bench. Wow, super pretty, really great view. It's like you're overlooking a main part of the town that I live in, which is super nice. I am sweating and I'm parched, and we're definitely gonna go home and make a smoothie after this because it's like all that I want right now. Ah, feels good. AC, turn on. Oh my goodness, I'm so thankful for water. That actually reminds me, my water intake. Let's talk about it. So this is a half-gallon little jug of water. So ideally, I like to finish 2 of these a day, but realistically, I usually will drink like 3/4 of a gallon. So I'll usually do 1 of these and then another half of one, or like 1 3/4 of another one. Drinking a lot of water is super important to me, and just properly hydrating in general is really important. So something I've been focusing on, which we'll get into when I go make a smoothie, is I've been adding more like mineral drops in and sea salt into my waters or in my smoothie for the sake of mineral repletion, especially when you're drinking filtered water, which we all should be. It strips it of some good like minerals that are in water, so adding trace minerals back in is definitely really important, and I feel like that's been another really big thing that I've been focusing on that's been helping me feel really replenished and nourished and just like really healthy from the inside out. Like that's also helping with my nail health, my hair health, all that sort of stuff. And adding sea salt obviously has natural electrolytes in it and also has a ton of minerals in there as well. So sometimes I'll salt my water, or I just like to salt my food a good amount, honestly, just to make sure that I'm replenishing with proper electrolytes to really make sure that I'm really replenishing myself and properly hydrating. So like I said, I'm really craving a smoothie right now because I really just want something really light and fruity and refreshing. And there's this girl on my TikTok For You page, I'm sure you all know her. Her name was Gracie Norton, I think is her last name. I freaking love her. She is so like, just she's a plethora of knowledge all about things to help with like inflammation, gut health, hormone health. Like she's all about kind of natural remedies and ways to really support your body. And she's always raving about how important bone broth is and how good it is for you. And so I'm always trying to find like creative ways to add it into my diet, because I find it easier to do so in the winter months. Like when I'm making soups or sauces, it's easier to like just make it with bone broth rather than like vegetable broth or something. Usually how I use it is like I'll pour it in when I'm sauteing vegetables just to like add in more nutrients and protein, and also just it gives so much flavor to the vegetables. vegetables, or when I'm cooking meat, I'll pour it in there again to absorb the meat and some extra protein and nutrients. So usually that's how I use it and incorporate it, but I find in the summer, like I just kind of forget about it and I don't use it as much as I would like to. So I had the idea to maybe make a bone broth smoothie. And when I thought of that on my hike, I was like, a bone broth smoothie, I was like, should I do that? And I was like, no. And then afterwards I was like, but maybe it could be kind of good. I could be onto something, because bone broth is just so great for you, because like I said, there's so many nutrients and minerals in it, very bioavailable nutrients and minerals in it, and there's also naturally occurring collagen and a ton of protein in there for you. So I was like, wait a minute, I could be onto something. And this video is actually sponsored by Dr. Kelly Ann. Dr. Kelly Ann is a naturopathic doctor and also a nutritionist. She's the one that formulated all of these different bone broths, which I love that, because it just is really comforting to have someone in the industry and who is actually knowledgeable on this to be able to formulate a very trusted formula for bone broth. So all the ingredients are ones that you can pronounce, ones that are familiar to you. There's also reishi mushroom powder in here, which I find super cool because there's so many benefits to incorporating functional mushrooms as well in your diet. So this is made with grass-fed bovine collagen, and there's 15 grams of protein in a singular serving, which is insane. There's 7 servings in one of these boxes, and what's really cool about this bone broth is that it's actually a bone broth powder. So they literally just come in these little packets, and you just add warm or hot water in there, stir it, and you're good to go, and voila, that's your bone broth. So you guys may remember that I actually did work with Kelly Ann in the past, in the beginning of the year, so I have been using her bone broths for quite a few months now, coming up to like over 6 months now. So I really know and trust her brand, and like I said, I really love her ingredients more than anything. So we're gonna try to put this into a smoothie, and we're gonna see how it works. But I think I'm gonna go with the Thai lemongrass one, because this definitely seems to be the most mild in the sense of like the savory flavor palette, you know what I'm saying? Because I want this smoothie to be very fruity. Except my $1 million question is, do I have to actually put this in water first all the time? Like, cause can I just kind of pour it in there and then like the liquid that I put in the smoothie mix it well enough? I'm not sure. A part of me just wants to go for it and see if it works. The other part of me is like, just mix it with some water and then pour it. But I kind of want to risk it for the biscuit and just pour this fully in there. But I'm feeling like since I'm putting it in a blender, it should be fine. You know what? I'm gonna be the guinea pig for everyone. So really, I'm gonna do some frozen berries, some frozen rice cauliflower. It just thickens up the smoothie while being able to add some veg in there, so don't knock it till you try it. You literally can't taste it. Then I'm also going to put a good amount of freaking frozen banana in there because I really want to make it really sweet. And then I'm also going to add some trace mineral drops because, like I said, I really like to add this in like a drink or in a smoothie just to make sure I'm really getting in mineral repletion. And then I am going to add some protein powder as well to add to the fruitiness and also to get a little bit more protein in there. And then I am going to add some honey as well to sweeten this thing. And then again, I am going to use the Dr. Kelly Ann bone broth in the Thai lemongrass flavor. I really want like a big high volume smoothie, like I'm trying to put it in this big mason jar. And I think this is also going to help make sure that the bone broth gets actually mixed. So I do have a good amount of water in here. It smells really good. It just does definitely not smell something sweet in a sweet flavor palette. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm just worried the tastes are gonna clash is what I'm most worried about. Guys, what if this is so awful? I'm not gonna do a full serving of the protein powder though. I'm genuinely scared right now. Honey, I did probably about a teaspoon. All right guys, the moment of truth. Oh no. This could be life-changing if this works though. Okay. This is a lot of smoothie though. I'm so nervous. Here we go. It's nice and thick. Oh my gosh. I'm taking a W. You literally cannot taste it at all. I'm not even kidding you. Oh my gosh, this is actually kind of a game changer. I swear, like you literally cannot even taste the bone broth. I'm not gonna lie. I was genuinely so nervous. I thought you'd be able to at least taste it a little bit. I genuinely would have no idea that there's bone broth in this. So this is my pre-lunch snack. Totally just revolutionized the industry because I'm also thinking that you could make like a green smoothie with it. So it's like kind of more savory where you could do like your greens, all that good stuff. Definitely like superfood-esque. Anyways, thank you so much again to Dr. Kelly Ann for sponsoring today's video. And if you are interested in purchasing any of her bone broths, I highly recommend them. You can look down below in the description box for more information and a link to her products. bit later now. It's about like 7:30ish, and I just finished editing my podcast, because that's going up tomorrow. I have a podcast, in case you don't know, it's called the Live Fit Listens podcast, and I have new episodes go up every Monday. It's just kind of about spirituality, mindset, personal development, all that good stuff. And this is kind of a little bit late for me to be eating dinner, to be honest. Usually I like to eat between like 6 and 6:30ish, but I'm also the type of person that eats dinner, has dessert like right away, and then that's kind of it. Like, I'm not a late night snacker, which I feel like is important to know. I just have really made that not be a habit of mine, so I really will stop eating around 8:30ish, and then I don't eat again until like breakfast the next day. But I thought this was another perfect opportunity to share with you guys another kind of switch that I've made in my diet a little bit, in the sense of being more intentional ingredients wise and just trying to eat higher quality foods when I can. So I've been making the switch to wild salmon rather than just normal farm raised salmon. This one is from Trader Joe's, and it's genuinely so freaking good. But if you don't know this, for farm raised salmon, they literally will add color back into the fish to make it look pink, which I think is insane. Like, literally, if you look at the ingredients of farm raised fish, it will say color added, but here it literally will just say wild salmon. So I also personally feel like I see a big difference in taste. It tastes a lot fresher, just is more flavorful. So this has been a higher quality choice that I've been trying to aim for, is getting wild salmon rather than farm raised. So I'm really just going to throw this on the grill, put some lemon and then some other spices on it. So I'm going to keep this really nice and light. I'm just going to do some olive oil, a lemon squeeze. I love lemon on salmon. It's so fresh. Some sea salt, of course. Some dill. And just a smidgen of garlic powder. I feel like I can't not add garlic powder to everything. And then this is the easiest way to cook salmon. You basically just make like a little foil pocket, and then we're literally just gonna put this on the grill for like 10 to 12 minutes. You don't even need to flip it. It's hard to tell, but the grill's at about like 450, and I'm literally just gonna put it skin side down and call it good. And this is gonna be my final really easy quick dinner. I just sliced up a peach, and then I have, why did I just put these away? I was gonna show you guys. I, of course, am such a huge fan of these siete chips, especially also because they're grain free. So these are literally just potatoes with avocado oil and then like sea salt and vinegar. So these are their sea salt potato chips. I think they're so good, and they have such a good crunch and so much flavor. So we have my carbs over here, and then obviously healthy fats and protein from the fish. And I literally just started my cycle like halfway through today, and I feel like that's why my energy has gone progressively down throughout this video. But whenever I like start my cycle, or even like kind of right before it, I'm not super hungry. I'm usually like ravenous from days like 22 to 24 or 25 of my cycle ish. Like the week before my period is when I'm the hungriest. Then when my period actually comes, I'm like, I like don't really have a palate for anything or like much of an appetite. So I feel like this is kind of a lighter dinner for me, but again, it's just kind of listening to my body and what I'm wanting right now. I've truly been crushing the dessert game, you guys. Like, I have so many options in this house for desserts to cure sweet tooth. Let me just show you. Number one, I have these little like toasted coconut granola bar things. They aren't the best, but it's like chocolate, and I love chocolate, so it's still pretty good. Similar to this and kind of like a grain-free option, I have these like dark chocolate covered rice cakes, also from Trader Joe's. Those are actually very good and very satisfying to me for some reason. My boyfriend's been bringing me home lava cakes. I had lava cake for the first time the other night. Literally was life-changing. I've been really milking these cannolis that I got from Whole Foods, which I'm actually gonna have a few bites of that right now, actually. And then I still have quite the frozen dessert. So I've been on a dessert kick from Trader Joe's. So these are called Hold the Cones. They're mini ice cream cones with chocolate chip like ice cream on the inside. Those are so bomb. I tried these mini cheesecake cones. They're not like my favorite thing ever, but they're very good. They're kind of definitely like Italian dessert vibe-esque, but I really like them. And then also these 12 mini mint chocolate chip like ice cream sandwiches are so good. They're like the size of Oreos, and those are bomb. So those have been some of my favorites just to show you guys, but honestly right now I'm wanting some of this cannoli and then probably a couple of these dark chocolate rice cakes. I don't know why they sound appetizing to me right now, but they do. I was so excited when I found these cannolis at Whole Foods. I've been on the hunt for like years to find a cannoli here in Utah, and so I've really been savoring this. I'm all about like fueling my body to the best that I possibly can, usually throughout the whole day. But then for my dessert at the end of the day, I just have whatever I want. Let me show you what these little things look like. They're literally just like a really thin rice cake with chocolate on it. And I don't know why they're so satisfying, especially for someone who doesn't like a strong sweet tooth, like really sweet things. This is really good. Alright you guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some inspiration, some meal ideas, all that good stuff. Don't forget, if you're interested in shopping Dr. Kelly Ann's bone broth, you can down below in the description box. I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.